A little story. So I think it was almost 2 weeks ago now. I hop onto the TTC. I take the streetcar along the Queen line from my house to Yonge Street, and at some point, doors open, and this guy walks on, and right away I thought I was on a hidden camera show. I was 100% positive because of the sounds that were coming out of this guy. A little something like this.
102.1 The Edge. Friday Night Live. Brother, you know Scratch Jack? He's like, stay tuned for more.
Just like that. The guy was hey, Richard, you okay?
Yeah, that's actually Richard Lawrence.
Richard Lawrence. Oh, screwed up now. So, did you learn this? Did you learn this skill from somebody, or is this something you kind of honed yourself?
It's kind of a funny story. I was young. I was only 12 years old. I was in elementary school. And there was actually a classmate of mine that could beatbox, and he basically showed me what he was doing, and then I just kept mimicking him, And I was never taught. I basically acquired this skill as I kept doing it, kept going into talent shows and stuff like that. But when I got to high school, I got into grade 9, I started to take it more seriously, and that's actually when I got into Much Music to do a little preview for a show that was coming up at the art gallery.
Oh, yeah.
And then ever since, I've been doing shows and doing beatboxing to the point now where I'm actually one of the best in Canada.
No doubt about that. We actually had a little taste of it a little earlier. You did a full set for some of the people that are hanging out with us here tonight. Now, you sing, and we heard this already, I think we're going to get a full sample of it. You sing and beatbox simultaneously. Now, I've heard some people do this in the past, but never to the point that you're doing. This sounds like it's probably one of the hardest things you do. Is that correct?
One of them, yeah. The hardest thing to do with the beatboxing is the breathing. Breathing is very crucial. If you miss a breath or you take too much of a breath, you tend to go off your set or your routine.
Yeah, right.
So it's very crucial to concentrate on breathing. And that's where basically the whole singing thing comes into play, right? Because whenever I sing, I take a breath.
Yeah, right.
And I exhale the breath. So that's basically how it works.
Breathing is very important, ladies and gentlemen, for you at home that are thinking about stopping doing it at any time. I highly suggest you keep breathing. Apparently, from reading your bio, you've got 200 plus different sound effects. What's the hardest one to duplicate?
I'd have to say either the police car or the subway train.
You're gonna do a full set for us here in a second. Is the police car or the subway in your?
The subway train is.
Okay.
But the police car is do it. I'm still working on that one.
All right. Now, you know what? I don't want you to pull out anything ahead of time. You want to give some props to some other people that are in the beatbox room. This is something this is a pretty old art. But it's rare to see people doing it anymore. But apparently you've got some friends that are still in the scene.
There actually is. If you look at Toronto, there are a lot of beatboxers around. I mean, first of all, I'd like to give a shout out to a group of mine that I know, Six Sound Syndrome. I want to say hello to them and big them up. I'd like to also give a shout out to Human Record. But also, the biggest shout out has to go to my church, which is Apostolic Pentecostal Church. And I also like to give a shout out to my beatbox class, which we'll get into later on. I'll talk to you about that. And also my final shout out is my mom and dad and my girl over here, Jackie Barella. I love you, sweetheart.
Nice. Now you're a teacher, and who do you teach this to? Who comes to classes?
I teach various youth in the community, but that's all I can pretty much say about that right now. If there are people that are interested, they can feel free to contact me on my email, which you guys have, and you guys...
drop it.
The email is actually scratchcat1@hotmail.com. That's spelled SCRATCHCATONE @hotmail.com. So if anyone's interested, they can contact me through there.
For those of you with the video portion of tonight's radio program yet, he is standing in front of me with nothing but a microphone in his hand, and his name is Richard Lawrence, a.k.a. Scratch Cat. Give us something good. 102.1 on the Edge.
Transformers, transforming. Roll out.
Transformers, robots in disguise. Transformers, robots in disguise. Laser beam.
Let's go! Rock a beat, man!
Alright, ready? Scooby-Doo! Scooby Snack!
Like Scrappy-Doo! Where are you? Let me at him! I'll rock him! I'll sock him! I'll beatbox him!
I'm gonna speed it up now. Autobot. Next stop, 102.1, The Edge.
Scratch-Cat1 at hotmail.com for more information on that. And thanks very much for coming down and talking about some serious.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Sound Academy people, give it up one more time.